Hello and welcome back to another F1 fantasy video with me for the French Grand Prix of 2022. FP3 has just finished. Max Verstappen is top of the timing charts, followed by Carlos Sainz, Charles Leclerc, Lewis Hamilton and Sergio Perez rounding up the top 5. But there are some changes we can make to the teams this week. We know Sainz is starting at the back, Magnussen is starting at the back. So if you have them in your team, get them out. Get Magnussen. Actually, no, you'll probably keep Magnussen, but Sainz I think is probably time to go for him because he's not going to be getting his qualifying bonus, but he will do a lot of overtaking, so you could keep him in for that. But as we saw with Charles Leclerc in Canada, it's probably not worth it because he didn't get. He only got 23 points compared for his race place finish up the 5th, so it's only plus 10 points, which is kind of average for what he normally gets when he's doesn't win the race. So there, and also Charles Leclerc in the Mega Driver, so his points are doubled anyway, so keep that in mind. So you can take Carlos Sainz out. That would be my plan. He doesn't feature in any of these teams, but it's okay. But who do we need to consider to get rid of? Now, based on these results, you would think any of the Aston Martins or the Haas cars would probably get out, and also the Alfa Romeos you would probably drop. But the problem is they're so cheap. You take them out and there's no point in replacing them because the values are so low. Like the only things I can think of keeping in the teams is the Williams of Albon. If you can get him in, he's done quite well. He was up in 8th ahead of Lando Norris and Daniel Ricciardo in the Mclaren, so that's pretty solid from him. Alonso also in the Alpine, quite high up, 7th. Ocon down in 17th, but I think he had some issues on his lap, so there's that to consider. So Alpine looks strong, Williams look revived, but once again, it all is a caveat of engine modes and all that nonsense. Because as we saw in FP3, Charles Leclerc and the Ferraris were slower than they were yesterday. This is practice 3 results. Charles Leclerc did a 32.9, Carlos Sainz a 32.6, but in FP2 yesterday, they did 32.5s and then a 32.6 respectively. So they haven't really improved. Whereas Verstappen from his 133 flat to his 132, he found 8/10. So are Ferrari running a lower engine mode? Possibly, because obviously they're trying to save life, because this would be Charles Leclerc's race engine now, which does make sense for them to be saving the life and not pushing it to the max. And same with Carlos Sainz, because obviously fragile is the Ferrari engine, so that's that. So I would keep Verstappen and Leclerc in these teams. It's just what we'll do. The question mark is around the Mercedes. Do you get rid of them? In particular, George Russell or Lewis Hamilton, depending on who you have in your team, of course. But who do you replace them with? That's value. Lando Norris could be an option. He's been running quite well up there, which is good to see. With a revised McLaren package, good to see that they might actually finally decide to come back. So I might squeeze Lando Norris in here, just in place of George Russell, just because I like to mix it up and change it a little bit sometimes. So we'll get George Russell in, Lando Norris in instead of George Russell. And the Ferrari car or the Red Bull car, if you can get either, looks solid. I'll see if I can change this. Can we get the Red Bull? No, the Red Bull's 32 million, which is mad. But we'll stick the Alpine in for the home race. I do feel I should probably have to try and get Ocon in somewhere as well, but I can't. There's no space for him. But that would be minimal changes because it's just a standard track, and it's an uneventful track. The pecking order hasn't changed. Ferrari look quick, Red Bull look quick, Mercedes are in no man's land, McLaren look like they're going to be swamped in the midfield by Williams and the Alpines. Alpha Tauri and Alfa Romeo just in no man's land, and same alongside Haas, and Aston Martin just sort of lingering at the back. So, not much to do. So I hope you find this helpful. If you do, leave a like. Thank you all very much for watching, and goodbye.